Next week, there's going to be some things coming out that is going to affect silver's price. Now, since we're already sitting comfortably mid $28 and something happens or a couple things happen that push silver above 29 and we stabilize there, maybe the week after that, some other things, we are right at the end, or I guess right at the beginning of this spark. We are so close. It's right. We have never been this close. And I say close because I'm talking about $30. $30 is the big number that we have to look at, because that is the number where silver's always bounced back down from, and the only time it's ever broken above was when it hit 50. That's the only times. Yeah, it was $29.90 and it bounced back down a couple weeks ago or a month ago or whatever. Exactly. That's my point. Oh yeah, 2021, early February in Wall Street Silver, 29 something, and it bounced back down. Before that, nothing. The July 2016 high of $21 silver was the biggest since I started. When I started, we celebrated when silver hit $21 in 2016, because before that it was nothing until $50 in 2011. We are so close to that $30 resistance level. Breaking above that is going to be the biggest thing that's ever happened, especially given all the other circumstances like I just mentioned, industrial and monetarily. So folks, we are very close. All right, folks, we're going to jump straight into it. But before we do, I wanted to mention that a bug happened on YouTube a couple days ago that unsubscribed a bunch of people from channels that they watch, including myself. I got unsubscribed from some that I like. So make sure that you are subscribed and let me know if this happened to you on my channel. I know other channels it's been pretty severe. I don't know how bad it is, but yeah, make sure you are subscribed and click the bell so you get notified as soon as I post. So we're going to jump into what happened ending the week last week, because silver did really do something big. And that was because of the Fed results, right? Rate cut speculations increase, lifting prices. We have ongoing Middle East tensions, elevating silver's safe haven appeal amid geopolitical uncertainty, and anticipation of U.S. CPI and PPI reports heightens focus on potential Fed monetary adjustments. So there's a lot to cover. I did want to mention right now, silver sitting at 28.20, but opening up tomorrow, Monday, things could really go drastically in either direction. Very dramatic times right now for silver's price. So you have to be, you can't have weak hands right now. If you're looking at the price and it goes down, you got to say, great, this is an opportunity to capitalize and lower my dollar per ounce average. If it goes up, you could say, okay, great, maybe silver's doing something now. Regardless, it's lurking around that $28 level, building lots of stability. So if we're talking about silver sitting comfortably around $28, even $29, you could say, then it's only a matter of time before it breaks past 30. We've never seen silver comfortably above 30. This is the closest we've ever seen to that, meaning that we are inching ourselves towards a target zone, which is huge for silver. Last time we saw silver comfortably sitting at 30 above was never. When it hit $50 in 2011 was the last time, actually, when it shot all the way up to $50. We've teased it, early 2021 during the Wall Street Silver, shot up, but that was a very quick movement and shot straight back down. We are building a lot of stability right here, and this is something that you have to think about instead of just reflecting upon $28 silver to other times previously that's happened, because the other times have not been like this. Remember, folks, I'm also able to offer you guys incredible deals. Tomorrow's Monday, so we will have new gold and silver specials from Miles Franklin. You can email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or you can call me 330-485-6172, and I'll take care of you. So let's jump into this. Market overview. Silver prices have continued to rise, reaching $28.57 with an intraday peak of $28.61, marking the third consecutive day of gains. The increase in silver prices is primarily due to disappointing labor data from the U.S., which has softened expectations around Federal Reserve policy tightening. This development has contributed to a weaker dollar, subsequently lifting silver's price. Additionally, the ongoing failure to reach a ceasefire in the Middle East has escalated geopolitical tensions, enhancing silver's appeal as a safe haven asset and further supporting its price increase. You remember last week when things kind of calmed down and everyone was like, okay, well, silver's not going to do anything because there's peace talks. Remember that? When I made the video saying, folks, this is so fake, because next week something's going to happen and things are going to escalate again. Well, guess what happened? Things escalated, and we are not talking about a ceasefire or peace talks. Remember, I kept saying nobody's going to just start singing Kumbaya and hold their hands in a circle, hugging each other. No one's throwing in the white flag here. Things are going to continue to increase. Maybe one day there will be some news talking about it, and then everyone's like, "Oh no," or "Oh yeah," maybe, depending on if you want silver's price to go up because of bad things happening, or you just want bad things to happen. Regardless, it's not, things are only going to get worse, especially as we are heading towards the November election, which this article is talking about a Trump 2.0 situation right here. JP Morgan analysts talk Trump 2.0 and commodity impact, how that would obviously affect the price of silver, which of course is going to affect it for the greater, especially since incorporating all the other wars and everything going on. This is only going to be a very crazy time ending the year, which every single scenario and every single instance happening is all bullish for silver, though. It's not like anything is going to happen that, we're looking forward to that's going to be bearish for silver. Times are getting worse. The dollar's continuing to lose its strength. Countries are creating new currencies, opting out of the dollar, and wars are happening on every single piece of land around the world. So, regardless, and not even talking about just that, but then solar panels and everyone's going digital and green, which is also using silver's industrial. So not only the monetary aspects, which is bullish for silver, but also the industrial aspects, the way that we are also digitalizing and advancing technologically also is silver's primary use as an industrial metal. So the reasons that gold benefits with it, like we were just talking about, geopolitics and the dollar and stuff, that's great for gold and silver. But then silver, along as we're advancing this new digital, era is also benefiting. So, everywhere you look at it, silver is bullish, and you can't argue that. So weak U.S. employment data and speculation of Fed rate cuts drive silver prices higher. The latest U.S. employment figures reveal a softening labor market, increasing the likelihood of interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve, which boosts the appeal of non-yielding assets like silver. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, initial jobless claims for the week ending May 3rd rose to 231,000, surpassing both the anticipated 210,000 and the previous week's figures of 209,000. This uptick suggests potential slowdown in job market momentum, which may prompt the Fed to adjust its interest rate policy. With anticipation building for next week's Consumer Price Index (CPI) and Producer Price Index (PPI) releases, traders are keen to gauge further signals on the Fed's next moves. So, folks, you heard it here first. Maybe not first, but you heard it here. This week coming up, today's Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. Next week, there's going to be some things coming out that is going to affect silver's price. Now, since we're already sitting comfortably mid-$28 and something happens or a couple things happen that push silver above 29 and we stabilize there, maybe the week after that, some other things, we are right at the end, or I guess right at the beginning of this spark. We are so close. It's right. We have never been this close. And I say close because I'm talking about $30. $30 is the big number that we have to look at, because that is the number where silver's always bounced back down from, and the only time it's ever broken above was when it hit 50. That's the only times. Yeah, it was $29.90 and it bounced back down a couple weeks ago or a month ago, whatever. Exactly. That's my point. Oh yeah, 2021, early February in Wall Street Silver, 29 something, and it bounced back down. Before that, nothing. The July 2016 high of $21 silver was the biggest since I started. When I started, we celebrated when silver hit $21 in 2016, because before that it was nothing until $50 in 2011. We are so close to that $30 resistance level. Breaking above that is going to be the biggest thing that's ever happened, especially given all the other circumstances like I just mentioned, industrial and monetarily. So folks, we are very close. So pay attention to next week and subscribe and click the bell, because I'm going to be updating you on all of these things that are happening next week. The prospect of lower interest rates amid weakening employment conditions has heightened silver's attractiveness as an investment, pushing prices upwards. Escalating conflict in Gaza's Rafah boosts safe haven demand for silver. The escalating conflict in Rafah, Gaza has intensified safe haven investments, notably in silver. Israeli forces and Hamas are locked in severe clashes, prompting mass evacuations and hospital clearances as Israel pushes deeper into the city. According to the United Nations, the Israeli military's control over Rafah's border crossing has critically blocked humanitarian aid, exacerbating the already dire famine in the region. Reports indicate significant casualties, with at least 34,904 dead, over 78,514 injured since the conflict escalated on October 7th. In a recent statement, President Joe Biden indicated that the U.S. would withhold weapons shipments to Israel should it escalate to a full-scale invasion of southern Gaza. This stance, according to Reuters, reflects growing international concern over the conflict's spread. These tensions have significantly heightened the allure of silver as a safe haven asset, with investors increasingly turning to the precious metal amid global uncertainty, thereby pushing its demand and price higher. In today's trading, silver is holding steady with no significant change from its opening. It's marked at 28.45, and then it highlights a pivotal point at 28.23, which is essential for determining the metal's short-term direction. So, yeah, there you have it, folks. There's another one that came out from FX Street on Friday as well. I don't think anything different was in this one, though. Unexpectedly, U.S. initial jobless claims surged to near 8-month highs, signaling a weakening labor market, potentially providing the Fed with room to commence its easing cycle sooner rather than later. Lower interest rates typically enhance the attractiveness of non-yielding assets such as silver, right? So, yeah, that's what's going on right now. Remember, folks, that we are in very serious times right now, and sometimes it's not always just the point isn't always just to look at things from, oh, this is happening, so this is good for silver, so you're happy it's happening. Get what I'm saying? Because yes, an escalating war and nukes and killings and all that is great for silver, but is it great for humanity? Like, it's precious metals, and the investors and stackers of said metals are in a weird point, because it's like, we don't want to root for bad things to happen just so we make a pretty penny. It's more so that we know these things are going to happen, so we stack them because we know the outcome of all of these events. If we get excited when silver's rallying, that, especially with simply gold, we know that it's rallying because something bad is happening around the world, right? So it's this weird gray area where it's like, we're not happy that we're making money. It's that we're taking advantage of these situations that we know are unfolding before our eyes, you know? Nobody's like rooting for silver when it's rising because of whatever's happening in the Middle East or overseas or whatever, you know? So yeah, just remember that everything comes at a cost, and we are just taking advantage and securing our wealth. Some people say they're not prepping. You're always prepping. You're either preparing to succeed or you're preparing to fail. There's no middle ground. Even not preparing is still preparing. You're still preparing to fail, right? You always got to be working either towards something or something is working against you. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I'm going to try to start posting more videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and hopefully you subscribe. I'm doing the interview, or I guess the second episode, with Andy Scheckman tomorrow at 2:30. So we're going to film that. I posted a thing on my channel asking you guys to ask him questions. Ask Andy Part 2. If you have a question that you wanted to ask him, we're going to cover it tomorrow. So you guys can go jump on that. You can comment on here or go to my post, go to channel, and then click on the community tab, and then it will show it will show my recent posts where you can comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed, though, and make sure you click the bell. And also remember, folks, if you want to purchase silver, just email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. We got some deals. I'll make sure to do my best to make sure you guys are happy campers. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys a little bit later today. Peace.